Hello, everybody. Back for another one. Continue where I left off, and like I said, this is kind of maybe jumping around, and things are not in chronological order. So that's how I'm going to kind of do this. With this situation that kind of happened, this is going to kind of jump forward a bit, a few times, and so basically, like this kind of happened, around this time. But it was one night I was at the casino. I remember walking in, and somebody, I can't remember. I ended up, running into this guy, and he offered me something. He said, "You want to smoke in my car?" I said, "Sure." And I don't know. I don't normally do this, especially with someone I'm not really sure about, don't know them. But I guess I didn't really think anything of it. I didn't think it was a big deal or anything. So I kind of went along with them, and, went in his car. We smoked, and I am not really sure what it was, to be honest. But it, because I've smoked before. I've smoked, and I haven't really had any, any effects like, something that's out of the ordinary. But something that this had, I don't know what it was. They say it could, something that's, either strong or, not even either, I guess, on market. I don't know. But it was something really strong, and I don't know what happened, but it really affected me. Like, if, affected my mind, body, and just, my being and everything. And I, from what I can remember, what it was, it made me like, really paranoid. I guess I couldn't sleep for days. And I remember I remember going to a hospital, like I couldn't sleep, and I don't know, they couldn't really figure out what to do, but they gave me, I guess, some medication, helped me go to sleep. And I don't know, I was kind of seeing things. Like I remember seeing like a poison sign or something, and just it was very strange. And but I remember going to the hospital, a couple, back and forth, and I remember just sitting in my living room and just kind of out of it. And I wish I could kind of explain further, but like I said, it kind of messed me up and messed up my mind and my memory too. Like I have this not the best short-term memory ever since this happened. Like something happened to me where this affected my body, and also my function, my bodily function kind of messed up too. Like it just, I don't know, it just affected me a lot of ways. And I don't know what it was, but it was something just bad. And that's why kind of I made this vow in the past year to quit, be kind of straight edge from just what's happened to me and things like that. So I don't know. This kind of messed me up, and it eventually I kind of was kind of back, kind of okay and back, but it was within months or the following year I had I don't know what it was, but I had this just kind of what it was. I was told it's a chemical imbalance to my brain, and everything was just wonky and off track, and I could not I had this problem. I couldn't stop walking. I remember it got so bad. I remember my dad to come over, and he just, I don't know what he could do. I told him, my feet just felt so weird, I had to walk or something. I had this weird feeling going on my lower part. And it was getting really bad. I don't know what was going on, but eventually they end up taking me, somewhere. I went to the city to a hospital, it was a psychiatric type hospital, trying to figure out what was wrong. And they, I was there for a week. They gave me this Haldol or whatever. I'm not sure what exactly, but it made things worse. It didn't help, so they sent me somewhere else. And I was there for about few weeks. I stayed there. This was my first time staying, in a facility. I was there for 2 weeks, and they diagnosed me with a few things. I had schizophrenia, schizoaffective disorder, and basically I got placed on medication and I ended up having to see someone for it. So it kind of, I guess, kind of put me a little bit, at ease and back to, where I wanted to be. But I don't know. It was just something about it. And I didn't really want to be on the medicine. Eventually, it kind of like, the medicine kind of like messed with me in some ways too. And I was mad about this, but it made me, in my lower area, maybe like kind of numb, you could say. And so I don't really, like, I don't have like a sensitivity. It's kind of numb. And I don't know what happened, but somehow it affected me in that way. But it was this certain medicine they gave me. So I ended up like stopped taking it for a time being. And I don't know what it is, but it's like, it seems like it takes period of time when you're not on it for stuff to happen. So I wasn't on it for, a period of time, but then things just started this resurfacing, coming back. And it was just getting bad. Like, I don't know. I remember, back to like, seeing things and like walking around. I was like walking around my neighborhood and like ringing doorbells and I remember like, just sporadic. It was just not regular. And I was like, I remember bugging the old, the old woman I was, had with, that she don't want nothing to do with me. And I was, messaging her and just being out of place. And it was just going bad. And so it pissed me off though, but it was from not being on the medicine, basically. I was not stable. So they had to send me back to that place. I was there for 2 weeks. And like I said, I wasn't a fan of these type of places. I did, I guess make a friend. Like, you had no technology, no phone, nothing. All you had was a TV. They fed you this food that wasn't the best. They basically, what they do is they help you put you back on a medicine, be able to regulate you. So I basically, but I mean, it was just so bad. I remember I was just like going nuts. I was like, basically with this incident, they had to bring like ambulance here. I remember I was like mad. I was like pushing through DVDs down, and I remember I was like rapping just randomly, and they basically sent me first to up here to a hospital, and they put me in a room that was like, just the door. You could see out the door. It was like one of those rooms, and they just blocked it off. There was nothing around me. And my dad was so mad and upset they did this. Like, oh, you put him like a dog. And it was, he brought me like, I remember he brought me McDonald's, because I didn't eat none or something. I was hungry, and my dad was so pissed about this. But I mean, I don't know. It was just, I was going through this stuff, and you have to understand that people that do not know you or know what's going on, they're not, relating or seeing what is wrong going on here. So I do, have something. I understand, if they see someone that's like, what is going on? What is he doing? Like, it's just, out of whack. So, so I basically went back to this place, and they basically put me on a new medicine, which I am still on to this day, and it's basically got me level regulated. My mood is stabilized, and I'm don't have this weird imbalance, chemical imbalance in my brain, or everything is off, and I just see things regular. So that's what I want to be. And my psychiatrist says I'm one of the most normal people that she's seen with schizophrenia. So that's good news to hear. So but I had one more final time incident that what happened was I was on my medicine, but medicine shop would not, said that they couldn't get, my insurance wasn't covering it, which I found out later. Now I'm with a different, they went out of business, and I'm with a different pharmacy now, which was BS, made me so mad, but I couldn't get my medicine. So I wasn't on it for a few months because of this. So that made me mad. So I had one more incident where it was just getting wonky. I remember basically I stayed, it was in Chicago, my uncle's apartment or whatever. And I guess what it is, he sent me photos. He was taking photos of me just, I guess. And it just made me paranoid, because he's like, I feel like he's watching me or something. So I was like really paranoid about that. And then my one lady friend, which I'm still friends with this day, that I met, years back when the coach was helping me. He helped me. I met her. I remember having a boner when I met her at the mall. I'm still friends with this day. She's a cool. And I had to basically, he had to tell me what to say to her, text to get her to come out. We went out, and she came over, and I guess I looked at her car or something, and she got kind of weirded out. But somehow we're still friends to this day. She's probably the coolest chick I know, that I'm like probably real good friends with. We talk constantly. So But she was talking to me this and that. And somehow she got hold of I gave her my family's number. She was talking to my dad, and my dad can see my phone or something. She was telling me, and somehow I was like really upset and mad. So I just left my phone here, and I had my wallet, my keys. That's all I had, and I left the house, and I just was driving around, and. First I ended up going to the casino. I went to the casino up here, and I remember just walking around. I was like crying or something. I was upset, and I was I don't know. It was Oh yeah, another thing. Well, see, like I said, all these things are going to be kind of like on a order, out of balance kind of thing. But also, I was going for the second time. I remember going to church, and they helped me. They were great people, this church, and I remember doing the praying. They were praying for me, and I was like crying as they were praying for me, and they were kind of trying to help me out. So I thank them for that too. And I was kind of going through time too. So yeah, that's another thing. Like with this here, this last time, like I said, I went casino, and then I ended up driving around. It was late at night, and somehow I ended up in the east side, and I ended up going to this bar, and I don't know what happened. I remember just trying to go up to girls and this and that, and I was just kind of going, they were playing the song "Cut That Bitch Off," and I just started like going, in on the song and everything, and they were kind of I guess people were like, what the hell is this guy doing? And I just was going in, I wasn't really oblivious or care about anything going on, and they got mad. They were like, sir, you got to leave. And they just dumped me on my ass as, and I got kind of pissed off. I guess I was like yelling at them or something. And I turn around, and this woman's like, you go play with your pocket pussy, you fucking bitch, or something. Or, I don't know, she was like making fun of me. I said, fuck you, bitch, or something. I went up to her, fuck you, bitch. And then there was, I guess, 4 or 5 women, I don't know how many, but they just came right behind me and just jumped me and just started stomping the crap out of me. I mean, I couldn't believe, I don't know. This is crazy. I'm lucky that nothing severely happened to me or nothing, was gone, somehow it's a miracle. But yeah, so that happened. Then the ambulance came, and they I said, I just want to get back to normal. I want to get back to where I want to be. So they sent me back this one final time, which I'm praying to God. I'm glad. I never want to go back to any type of hospital or any place or anything. Because like I said, I've been through enough crap to know I don't want to be in these places. But they got me back. Well, they first got me on a medicine that really was not good. So, but now I talked to my doctor, finally get me on the right medicine. So I'm glad that I'm on what I need to be on, and I'm just fine. And I'm just glad that the past, I just leave it in the past and it's gone. And I don't know, like I said, it's just a lot of like crazy stuff was going on. And like someone, and a lady I knew, she felt bad for me, she was trying to help me out. She took me to church, and someone I used to date, she was cool. I met her like 4th of July. It was like a few years ago. We kind of hooked up, but we don't hook up anymore because she's wants to get married and stuff. So I don't, get too involved with her. But she kind of took me to her church, was helping me, and trying to help me. And I was on the phone with her. She was like reading prayers to me. Like I said, I thank everybody. But yeah, like I said, I went through this, and it was just, it was crazy. All this stuff that kind of happened. But like I said, I was in this place, and I remember like one year I wanted to know who won the Royal Rumble, because we didn't get any knowledge, anything that's going on. I didn't know anything. So I remember calling my friend or my mom asking who won the Royal Rumble. They had to tell me on the phone. Like I couldn't even watch the show. So I was disappointed. I couldn't, nothing, no phone, nothing. We just had our TV and our people we with. Like I said, they gave us this food, or we had little activities we could play that we did. Remember, like it was like listening to music, like, oh, pick the song that relates to you, this and that. And I'm trying to think. I remember it was like, I think I picked, oh, I Need a Doctor. I was like at the time, like, because I just was like just down and out. It was the Dr. Dre Eminem song or whatever. But I don't know. It was just a lot of stuff. With those incidents, and like I said, I'm glad to, be out of that, be done with that. And yeah, it was crazy. Like I said, these kind of happen, these spread out, but it's finally done. I'm just glad. I went through these spells, and Like I said, I just never want anything like these to happen. But yeah, it is unfortunate. Like I don't know what it is that happened to me, but it has affected me in the long, like, kind of permanently affected me. But like I said, I kind of live. Whatever happens to me, it happens, and I believe that with God, everything happens for a reason. And you know what? I just end up living with it, and that's just life. And I just try to overcome whatever problems I had. And also, when I lost all that weight. I did that weight loss, but all these hospital visits and the pandemic, the weight kind of came back, so I got some weight gain from it. But I've been wanting to work on myself to get the weight back down from what happened to all this stuff. Because yeah, it was, like I said, it kind of messed me up. So like I said, that is this part that I wanted to talk about, my incidents that happened, and what happened and how it went about. So thank you for listening, and continue on.